17 championships, 42 Hall of Famers, and one of the most established teams in sports history. The Boston Celtics have gained respect across the sports world, not just in basketball alone. But, like every other sports team in history, the down years came and success wasn't all there. I welcome you to hear the rags to riches story of the 07-08 Boston Celtics basketball team, coming from one of the worst teams in the NBA to winning it all. It is locked in the record books for eternity. The 07-08 Boston Celtics team defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 4-2 in a best-of-7 series to win the NBA Finals. If you like sports or just the natural success story, listening to my speech will allow you to understand how the Celtics were able to win in their own unique and strategic ways. After listening to this speech, my audience will be able to fully grasp and understand how the Celtics were able to transform their culture and revive a dying legacy in order to get the Celtics name back to winning ways. Today I will explain how the Celtics were able to win and get their path to greatness back on the right track through off-season trades with other teams, early and late season free agency additions, and team chemistry and camaraderie. The first major off-season trade with another team was the acquisition of Seattle Supersonics shooting guard Ray Allen. According to SBNation.com, the 10-time All-Star, Ray Allen, averaged 26.4 points per game in the previous season before being acquired by Boston. In addition to acquiring Ray Allen, Danny Ainge, the general manager of the Boston Celtics, also was able to acquire the rookie Glenn Davis from LSU. They didn't have to give up much besides a couple picks from that year's draft. But this trade was not recognized as the biggest trade they made in that offseason. According to ClutchPoints.com, the acquisition of Kevin Garnett, 2004 NBA MVP and 12-time All-Defensive Team member, was the greatest acquisition. They traded away pretty much over half of their team in order to acquire one player. But this was recognized as the move that Danny Ainge made to push them to stardom. Early and late season additions via free agency were key to their success. In the beginning of the year and the offseason, Eddie House, James Posey, and Scott Pollard were acquired via free agency, because of all the players that were traded away, so many spots were available. These three players were storied veterans and were able to push the Celtics to a better position to win the NBA Finals. End-of-season buyout additions and P.J. Brown and Sam Cassell were extremely up there, high-content players who wanted to be acquired by many teams. But Danny Ainge was able to pounce on that opportunity, and this allowed them to perform at the highest they could during playoff time. Team chemistry and camaraderie is important for any sports team, but the Celtics valued it. The adoption of the saying Mbutu, an African saying that means I am as you are, was extremely important for head coach Doc Rivers in order for the team to have something that represented them as a whole. In the beginning of the season, before it actually started, Doc Rivers took the team to Italy, and they were able to go to team dinners, stay in the same hotel, and really get to know each other, and this helped a lot with chemistry. Communication on the floor, both on the offensive end and the defensive end, was extremely important to the success of the Boston Celtics. Doc Rivers preached and preached about how communication was what they had to do to win. And they were able to become one of the best defensive teams in history, putting up defensive efficiency numbers that were unheard of, and also having the league's best defensive opponent points. Communication was valued also by their star players, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. Team chemistry is extremely important, and Bleacher Report says that the Boston Celtics lived and thrived off of the communication they had. Today, I explained how the Boston Celtics were able to